One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. Noinch. Smoking weed, doing coke, drinking beers. Drinking beers. Rolling baddies, smoking blunts. Who smokes the blunts? We smoke the blunts. Rolling blunts and smoking.
Let me get a nickel bag.
$15, little man. Put that shit in my hand. If that money doesn't show, then you owe me. Welcome back to my channel. So, from the intro, as you were able to see, this video is about not only the movie Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, but the whole Askewniverse and Kevin Smith and collecting that stuff that was released by him regarding his movies. I first watched Clerks I think about 3 or 4 years ago. Before that I actually I think I heard about it, but it kind of went under my radar. Then I had some time on my hands, so I decided to download it. Yes, I download movies before I buy them. If somebody has a problem with that, screw you. So I watched it and I loved it. And it immediately got me hooked on Kevin Smith and most of the stuff that he makes. And little by little I decided to collect it. Today I just wanted to show you around all the stuff that I got, and what kind of movies I like the most. So first is the stuff I got. Like I told you, I saw Clerks 3 or 4 years ago, and since I like the movie, I just decided to buy it. But of course, since I'm a big Laserdisc fan, I decided to get all his movies on Laserdisc, the ones that were released on Laserdisc, of course. So the first one is, of course, Clerks itself. It's a pretty cool movie. When I first watched it, I was I didn't even knew that the whole movie was in black and white. So I thought, hang on, this must end any moment now, but it didn't. And then I decided to read up about it. But it's the Laserdisc. It's a great video quality and very rewatchable. Second one is Mallrats. Also a great comedy. Jay did a especially great job in it. I respect him a lot for it, that he actually performs better than many other actors in the movies. The funny thing is, actually, for Mallrats, they originally wanted to replace Jay with the dude from Austin Powers. Hang on, what the hell is his name? Oh yeah, Seth Green. They wanted to replace Jason Reeves with Scott Green. I'm so glad that Kevin Smith stood his ground and they didn't do that, because that would have been awful. And the third and last one of Kevin Smith movies that was released on Laserdisc is the good old Chasing Amy. I just watched this one recently again, for the first time in a long while, and it's still fun. It still holds up very well. Of course, during this modern times, so whatever hell you want to call it, I call it the degenerate times. This movie, of course, got criticism, for the reasons you probably can guess, but I couldn't care less about it. And then we come to the movies that were released on DVD and Blu-ray. Are actually movies. Most of his movies that I have on Blu-ray. The rest of his Askewniverse movies, like one of my favorites, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Absolutely great movie to watch. Picture quality is awesome. Of course, it's Blu-ray, so the best thing in town. And then also it's a combo pack. Zack and Miri Make a Porno. It's kind of I think I watched it once. I forgot most of the content in it, but it's Kevin Smith movie, so that's a good, at least that's a good thing. Clerks 2, even better than Clerks 1, or actually some parts are better, some parts are the same, but it's a ton of fun to rewatch. A very rewatchable movie. And then one of the most hardest Kevin Smith Blu-rays to get hold of, Dogma. Pretty much Kevin Smith's best movie to date. It's a amazing flick, very strong, has many A-list actors in it. There's of course Alan Rickman, God rest his soul, and Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, and Chris Rock is in it, all the good stuff. And again, Jay knocks it out of the park in this one. And then we have the latest Kevin Smith movie, the one that I don't like. Jay and Silent Bob reboot. Let's put it this way. Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back is very fast-paced, has a lot of cool Jay humor in it. It's one not so much, and the problem with this one is that I think Smith focused too much on people around instead of on him and Jay, and that destroyed a lot of the magic. Like he focused on his daughter, he focused on his daughter's friends in the movie, and that's the thing he should not have done. The focus should have been always only on those two, then the movie had worked much more. And then we have the TV show that I really like, short-lived TV show, Clerks, the animated series. I really like this one, and it's fun to rewatch. And then we have Jay and Silent Bob do Degrassi. I still haven't watched it, and I'm not exactly sure what it's about. I will eventually take a look on it, but it's not very high on my list at the moment. It's just kind of a collector's piece because it's Kevin Smith. And then there's a couple of stand-ups by Kevin Smith and also Jason Mewes. This one is Jay and Silent Bob Get Old. Those are quite cool. Those were filmed in the United Kingdom. Very enjoyable to watch. Part of it was filmed in the United Kingdom. And then we have the very first Evening with Kevin Smith. This one is very funny. And then we have An Evening with Kevin Smith 2, Evening Harder. Also a lot of fun to watch. This one is always split over 2 discs because of 2 different locations. One is in Toronto and the other one is in London. Then there are a couple of soundtracks. There's of course the original Clerks. This one is an absolute joy to listen, a real joy to listen. And Clerks 2. Also very memorable songs in it. And then, if we go away from video and audio media, Kevin Smith was always a huge comic book fan. He of course owns his own comic book shop in Red Bank, New Jersey, Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash. And he actually also made several of his own comics. He made his own comics and he actually wrote for big comic distributors. So he wrote for Marvel, he wrote for DC, Batman, Daredevil is, if I remember correctly, but his own comics are the most fun, at least in my opinion. So we have Clerks. This is a compilation book. It has several Clerks comics in one book. And then I have the individual comics. So I have all the Clerks books. There are 3 of them. And then on the other side we have Oni double feature. I have 2 of those books. I think there's more and I'm planning to get them very soon. And then we have the dedicated Jay and Silent Bob comics, also all 4 of them. And what's actually funny, this one was signed by one of the artists. So a nice collector's item to have. And well, the last part is the action figures. Kevin's Clerks, Dogma, for pretty much all of the Kevin Smith movies had action figures made. Ones are more cartoony, and the other ones are more realistic. And I have kind of both categories of it. So the first one I want to show you is this one. It's Silent Bob. It's kind of a more realistic cartoony style of him, and this one speaks. The problem is, I think that this one has pretty much it's in need of a battery change. The problem is, I for the life of me don't know how the hell to replace the battery in this one. Jay which I will show you just in a moment, has a simple battery cover on his back. This one doesn't, and that's utterly annoying because I really want him to speak again. And here we have Jay, and this is what I mean. This one has a battery cover, which I had a hard time removing, but I removed it, and it just needs new batteries, which I will get probably next week or something, and then I will be able to hear legendary J phrases. And now there are the more realistic figurines. Like, here is Randall from the original Clerks. This is a black and white figure. It's very detailed, very cool. It has cool accessories on it, and of course it has the stand-up, kind of a standee quick stop groceries part, and it's already set up. It's not here, it's another place, and this one stands there together with Randall, together with Dante, which I'll show you in a moment. But this one, those figures I really like. They're very detailed, very beautiful to display. And here's Dante. Same thing, great detail. Those are Diamond Select figures, that's the company name. And I'm still planning to get Jay and Silent Bob's ones, who are also very detailed, very cool looking. And the last ones. This is a very cartoony style, like pretty much straight out of the Clerks TV show. Those are also black and white, quite a cool figures. So this is Silent Bob. And this is Jay. They're cartoony, but they're still beautifully made. Very beautiful to put on a shelf and display for all to see. So Kevin Smith really did a good job with those ones. So this was my overview of Kevin Smith memorabilia, Kevin Smith movies that I own. Pretty much my favorite movies are going from the first Clerks, Clerks 2, Dogma, Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back. Those four. Mallrats is enjoyable, but it's interesting to put on sometimes, but it's not as memorable as those other four. Then Chasing Amy is also, it's kind of a right moment movie, or if you didn't seen it for a long time. And then the latest one, Jay and Silent Bob reboot. That one is unfortunately not the one that I like, because it's by far not as good as let's put it real. It's not good. Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back knocks it out of the park. This one doesn't. So this was my video on all stuff related to Askewniverse and Kevin Smith. Thank you for watching. Until the next time.